Hello, everybody. Hope you guys can see and hear me. Shipping container home foundation work live. We're just going to be here messing around a little bit, doing some fairly basic work. I know I might be shocking some of you guys who have been watching this container home build so far. You're like, how? You already did the foundation. Some of the pre edited, pre scripted videos are behind by about a month. So those will be coming out soon, but I figured let me do a live stream. This is happening in the flesh right now. I'm working on the foundation as we speak, and I'm just doing some little quick stuff. I figured why not go live and share the journey with everybody. Julie Bennett, what's up, Julie Bennett? Hello. Let me see if I can. Yeah, welcome, Julie. Just let me. I want to say thank you for tuning in, Julie, and anybody else who's tuning in. Let me lower this thing a little bit. It's too a little too high up. We're gonna come that. Yeah. Yeah. Nothing too exciting here today. Pretty straightforward day. I am just gonna be. Just give me a second while I lower this. All I'm really doing today, guys, is let me show you. Won't be needing that. What's up, MC? What's up, man? Welcome, guys. We're doing live shipping container home construction. So again, if you're just tuning in, I know the foundation is done, and it's kind of shocking because the latest episode is like a month old. But we're live, and don't worry, the next episode's coming out soon. But I figured why not go live? I'm not going to be needing this, and I'm not going to need that. Yeah, I'm going to need this though. So sweet, very cool. So yeah, if you guys have any questions about this shipping container home project, anything you want to ask, any questions or just comments in general, feel free to drop them down in the chat, and I will be watching and reading the chat in real time. In fact, yeah, we want to go all chat. Come on. Hey, MC. It's all looking. Julie Bennett says it's all looking very foundation-y. It is, isn't it? It looks like a proper foundation, doesn't it? Um, there you go. That's the angle. So yeah, no, here we are, guys. So let me explain in very basic terms what's going on here. So you can see these anchor bolts, right? And you can see like every single pedestal's got little anchor bolts sticking out of them. These go deep into the concrete, and it's a bit elaborate. I'm not going to try to explain it in full detail right here, but basically, as we were pouring the concrete, we were doing our best to keep these things as straight and level as possible, but some of them are a bit crooked. So instead of being straight up, nice and straight up, some of them are a little bit like, like not that extreme, but a little bit. And I just don't think it's good because we got to get these rectangular base plates that are going to go, whoosh, and I got to drill holes through the base plates. So I figured crooked, it's just going to be a pain. So I figured let me go around and straighten all of these out. Make sure that they're nice and level. Now, here's going to be our instrument for doing that. It's a galvanized pipe. Great stuff. You just insert it. Just insert it like that, and you will be able to bend and twist in any direction you want, no problem. Let me just confirm here real quick that the live, yeah, oh yeah, live chat, all messages visible. Yeah. Come on. Anyways, so I'll be doing this, and I'll be checking the chat. You guys can watch, and if you have any questions or comments, I will be checking. Yes, thank you, Julie Bennett. Then I will be answering any questions or going along with you as we go. So let's do it. So this is not going to be the most exciting process, but it has to be done. So I just want to make sure that on both axes, these things are nice and level now. This one has to be slightly bent that way, but I think it's probably within margin of error. South Florida here, living vicariously through your brave journey. Why, thank you, MC. MC, to be fair, honestly, I don't recognize you. Are you new here? How long How long have you known about this channel? Because I don't recognize you, man. So tell me more about yourself. Oh, that's perfectly level right there. So on that axis is good, but on this axis, it is, it needs to be bent that way a little. But I'm talking like a smidgen. So honestly, it's probably within margin of error and I shouldn't even mess with it. Came across your stuff a couple months ago, binged on all episodes. Awesome. That's fantastic. That's the way it should be. You say you're from South Florida. South Florida here. Wow, South Florida. Yeah, well, it depends. It seems what we define as South Florida keeps going more and more north. For me, back when I used to live in Miami, that was considered South Florida. It seems some people who live here, which is just south of Lake Okeechobee, seem to consider this South Florida too. So we're going to give this a little bend. Just a little bit, because, yeah, I mean, it's going to be minor. Miramar, Broward. Yeah, 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 okay, that's South Florida. I call that South Florida. Well, we have another. I don't know if Julie's still here or not, but I believe she's from the United Kingdom. The United freaking Kingdom, bro. So imagine that. I want to be gentle. This is my first one, so I don't want to like blow the concrete up or anything. Yes, Julie Bennett confirmed she's all the way from the United Kingdom. I was uh, I was visiting a friend once in the United Kingdom, and we went to this food court. We didn't know it at the time, but the food court was made out of shipping containers. Had to be like 30 shipping containers. It was called, oh, I forget what it was called. It was called something Park. Something Park. It was like it's like a giant food court, food cafeteria thing. And I didn't even know it was made out of containers until afterwards. So, very nice. Always nice to see big projects with shipping containers because, shipping containers are a bit unconventional. And when you see big professional projects, it helps validate these as a kind of construction. Yeah. This might be a little tougher than I thought. No, no. Believe it or not, Julie, that is not where the shipping container fascination began. Mm-mm. No. And it's not even really a shipping container fascination. I just don't want a giant mortgage. Call me lazy. I don't know. I just working a slave job to pay off a mortgage is just so it's not like I'm like particularly fascinated by shipping container homes. It's really just for me it seemed like the smartest way to build a house without going in a lifetime of debt. So let me double check here how we're looking. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm not moving it at all. I'm hesitant. I'm hesitant to move it. Not lazy. Not lazy quite clearly. Oh man, see, isn't that the paradox though? Bob Dole, welcome, sir. Appreciate you tuning in to this Think Outside the Container live stream. Says Bob Dole in the chat says, same. I just want to be able to own land and a home. And yeah, not lazy, clearly. Yeah, I mean, look, it's how you define lazy, and if lazy is refusing to do something you don't want to do, then you can call me the laziest person you've ever met. So go ahead, have at it. Okay. Now I'm putting a little more force there. Yeah. Yeah. So what's up, Bob Dole? Are you interested in shipping container homes? Is this something you've considered? Uh, do you already have a home and land? How's your journey going? Okay, it's a little better. Check this side. This side's still quite level. See, you got to do it in that axis. You got to do it with the whole thing. This one's looking really good now, actually. I think I fixed this sucker. Yeah, I've been interested in shipping containers for a while. Awesome, bro. That's great. MC asks, are you willing to share what county you chose? This is Hendry County. Hendry. Not Henry, but Hendry. Hendry County, yeah. It's a county that they're strict. They make you got to have engineered plans. You got to have your container home plans stamped by a professional engineer licensed in the state of Florida. Um, you got to go through a lot of the building department. They do their due diligence. I had to bring a bunch of paperwork in so they can approve it. But there's actually a lot of shipping container homes out in this area. Hendry County is pretty big, but out in this rural part of Hendry County, there's actually a lot of shipping container homes being built. Let me get you guys a better view here. Near the back, and maybe I'm more visible now. Yeah. Um. So yeah, this area turned out to be everything I could have wanted and more. As far as the location, um, this area is rural, um, but there are power lines and paved roads. It's 20 minutes from town. There's a freaking Walmart Supercenter, so that helps. Even though it's Walmart, and there's problems with Walmart, but whatever. Um, and but the area is zoned. The zoning for the area is a certain zoning that allows for residential living and sort of farm rural activities. Owning farm animals, chickens, goats, horses, that's allowed in this area. You can grow food and all that stuff. And it just so happened that there's a bunch of shipping containers being built out here. Bunch of shipping containers being built out here. So look, you still got to go through the building department. Still, you got to have all your paperwork in order, all your plans. But if you commit to it, it's something. It's something that can be done. Yes, and I love that comment from Julie Bennett. Great comment. Look, I'll say one thing for sure. This is a lot of work, but my thing is, I'd rather do work I enjoy than work I hate. And the problem is that I feel like that's what the mortgage sets you up for. It sets you up for having to work a job you hate to make money, to pay for the things you need. And I personally just, I don't know. I guess I just don't like that. I just don't like that. And it seems like a lot of people who are into shipping container homes. Um, uh, it seems like a lot of people who are into shipping container homes. Um, uh, oh yes, no, I understand, Julie. Yeah, that's what you meant. I know. More visible. Yes, I understand. Um, uh, seems like a lot of people are into shipping container homes. And by the way, I see you there, Leo Nell. Thank you for the comment. I'll get to you in a second. Um, One of the things about I notice a lot of people who are into shipping container homes, they're totally on board with this whole like, dude, the mortgage is kind of a hassle. I'd rather find a way around it. Um, there's a video on YouTube. Uh, some lady did a video. calling shipping containers um, uh, a scam. Shipping container homes, she calls them a scam. And the video's got like over 1 million views. Are shipping container homes a scam? Oh, look at that. That is a that one needs some work. Are shipping container homes a scam? Is the title of her video. And oh god. Yeah, this one's really bent. So this one has got to come this way. Oh, it's coming out perfect in the camera. Great. It's got to go that way, and it's got to go. It's actually got to go like. So we'll start with one axis. As for the threads getting damaged question from Lionel, I'm actually going to go get one of those nuts right now. Hang on. I will be right back. Here we got one of the nuts for the anchor bolts. Sorry. Back. Here we got one of the nuts for the anchor bolts. As you can see, it's a bit rusty. Might have to wire brush some of the rust off and apply some galvanized paint on it. But yeah, so basically it simply comes on. It goes on to your these anchor bolts. You twist them on, and just like that, you get a close-up shot here. Yeah, there you go. And you just twist them on. Now, obviously, when these come on, there's going to be a steel plate here, a steel plate. But so yeah, Lionel's point in the comment section was just to make sure that as I use this pipe to bend the bolt, it's actually an idea my uncle had, just to make sure that when you bend the anchor bolt, the threads that the nut screws onto, the threads don't get punched or warped. And I'm all the way to the bottom here, and it won't even have to go that deep, and it goes on real smooth. So we're in business there. Don't worry, guys, I only have to do this 63 more times. Hey guys, if you're watching, be sure you smack that thumbs up button. That's right, Lionel. No damage indeed. No damage indeed. Julie Bennett asks, do you intend this to be your forever home? Wow, that's a good question. That's a good question. Wow. Oh, Julie is really knocking it out of the park here in today's chat. Julie is really knocking it out of the park in today's chat. She is asking the best questions. Forever home. You know, the only reason I hesitate with that question is because I want more land. This is just over an acre, and obviously that's bigger than anything I ever anticipated or ever would have expected. Is Julie hot? Asked Lionel. Well, I don't know. I guess that's a question for Julie. See, now I've lost my train of thought. You see, this is This is a container home channel. No, see, okay, there you go. There's your answer. You got your answer. So, it's actually more land. Freezing. Is that just because the climate in your country? Anyways, um, more land, and it's weird. 1 point, little over. What's up, my green home? By the way, shout out to my green home. Shout out to, if I recall, my green home is a fellow shipping container home dude. He's building a shipping container home. I think in South America. So shout out to him. If you're into shipping container home stuff, check him out. Go subscribe to his channel. See what he's up to. I believe that's him. Hopefully, I'm not just confusing you with somebody else, which would be weird. But yeah, so 1.2, little over an acre is more than. Look, it's more than enough for my needs, man. And I'm just sitting here talking. I'm not working. It's more than enough for my needs, over an acre. But it's something weird when you get land, you want more. And I've heard this happen to a lot of people. When you get land, you want more. And if I was just being perfectly humble and grateful for what I have, then I would not have any desire to want to buy more land, to want to expand this property. But I'm not going to lie, I want to expand. I want to expand this property. And yeah, I mean, if you look around, there's lots, there's uninhabited lots everywhere here, owned by somebody somewhere, I'm sure, who might be interested in selling. But the land ain't very cheap around here. It's not very cheap because there's paved roads, there's power lines everywhere. It's a bit civilized. And so that jacks up the price. Now, if I went to the middle of nowhere, like really isolated with no land development, I might be able to buy, 5, 10 acres or something for, it probably for the price I got this. Now, obviously, you got to pay in other ways. I mean, if you tried to pay a power company to run miles and miles and miles of power line out to your middle of nowhere rural homestead property, it'll cost you $100,000 if it's long enough. So you better get solar panels at that point. And I heard Elon Musk drastically cut the cost of solar panels. Yeah. So thank God, because I've definitely felt for a while that the solar panel industry is overpriced. I'm just talking crap here, man. Shit. Bring this here. There you go. That'll do it. So, there you go. Julie Bennett is not hot. She's freezing. She's freezing. No, we know you're just kidding, Julie. I'm sure you're a beautiful soul. A beautiful soul. Yeah. So this one has to go. Has to go slightly this way. This one has to go slightly this way. See what that did. I just heard a fucking goat. Bah. Bah. I want goats. Even though I think goats are a little scary looking, I do want goats. I heard they're great. Great for milk. Ooh, man. I don't want that thing. I want to overdo it. There we go. Great. It's all good. It's all good, Julie Bennett. What I assure you that this foundation was made on flat, a level, flat surface. That I can assure you. Wow, look at that one. That one's just drastic. So we got to bring that sucker quite a ways. Quite a ways. I'm going to try to talk less because I'll be here till fucking whenever. Gotta be careful there. If you're just joining, thank you for joining. Think Outside the Container live construction work. I'm here doing some finishing touches to the foundation, as well as chatting with you guys. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them and I'll answer. If you just joined, all I'm doing is making sure that these anchor bolts for the shipping container home are nice and level, pointing straight up, not twisted or bent or dented or anything. Pull back a little more. Pull it back a little more. Yeah. I think that'll do it. I don't know why YouTube doesn't leave the chat stream just there on screen. It's kind of annoying. Four corners. You're nuts, I mean. Just like flat Earth. Yeah. But don't say that word. We accounted for everything. We accounted for everything. So, all right, that one's good. Double check with the nut. Double check with the nut. So far, so good. Yep. We're good. Boom. Only 62 left to go. Just 62 left to go. Now, check this one. Well, looking very good there. Wow, that one's like perfect. Thank God. Hopefully you have a lot of those. Nice. All right. This one needs the slightest towards the camera. I can get in here without hitting the tripod. Bob Dole in the chat says, do you think it would be possible to build a 40-foot single container home for under 25K? Great question. Possible to build a 40-foot single shipping container home. I'm going to assume you mean not including land, not including the price of land, just the materials cost. But I will include land. Because what's the point of a shipping container home if you don't have a well on the land so you can get water? I guess if you're building it in a city where you have all these basic uh, things available that you don't have to pay so much extra to get it to the property, then you would only be interested in the actual cost of the container home itself. Um, so it kind of depends on the nuances. I'm going to assume you're building it in an area where you got to get your own well. A well probably costs $2,000 to $4,000 on average. Mine cost about 4,000. It was painful, but it had to be done. Um, 4,000. Uh, but it sure was nice to just like, literally they just showed up with a truck and they just started doing their thing. It's like, you know what? Every once in a while, it does kind of feel nice to just throw the money at them and then they do it, and you don't even got to think about it. Um, but unfortunately, like I'd have to buy like a $200,000 well drilling truck if I was gonna do it myself. So let alone the expertise required. It's just so. I think $25,000 is a good estimate for a single container, not including the price of land, just for the materials. I got my containers, like there's two right there. This is what happens when you're live. God. Excuse me. This is what happens when you're live. Your phone falls in the sand. Oh, hang on. There you go. Apologies. Ah, you bastard. Excuse me. Just getting the camera set. This is harder than building the foundation for a home. Okay, I think we're good. Okay. Um. So, as I was saying, you got two shipping containers right there. Um, those are 40 footers, obviously, and you know, $25,000 isn't bad. Uh, one of these containers cost me just under $2,000, just for one of them, 40 footer. Obviously, they're not the brand new ones that cost. When you get them brand new, they're like 5,000. So 2,000 for used. It's just for me, it's a no-brainer. Uh, for all three of the containers, I spent just under 5K. If I gotten all three brand new, it would have been 15K. So it's like just nuts. Um, like you got to work a lot of hours at a job you hate if you want to put that kind of money down. um, uh, so 2,000 just for the container. 2,000 just for the container. You need the wood for the studs if you're going to use studs to build the inside of the thing. Um, you need drywall, so you need a bunch of drywall. You need insulation. If you're gonna use the floor that the container home comes with, you might want to put some kind of epoxy seal over it. If you're gonna add your own floor, you got to add the cost of tile or wood or whatever the hell you're using. Then you're talking about the electrical, so you got to run wires. Not that expensive, I don't think. Um, la 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 la. Then your appliances, all the stuff, normal things that every house has. So if you're not including the price of land, I think 25,000 is totally, yeah, yeah. I think it's yeah. That's my opinion. I'm not going to say that's actually going to be how it turns out. I'm just giving you my rough estimation off the top of my head. I'm building for a 3 shipping container. Um, not a not a not a single one. Bob Dole says I see 2K container, studs, drywall, insulation, flooring, wiring, appliances. Yeah, sometimes there's always these unforeseen costs you didn't expect. Um, Not just the studs, you might need ceiling rafters. So you might need the actual wood beams that go across the ceiling. Yeah, I mean, and again, like I said, what I just gave you was very rough off the top of my head. Um, you really want to sit down probably and do your own more in-depth cost analysis just to be sure. Um, so yeah, time for a new phone. No, luckily it landed on sand. So let me just go back. There's a couple comments here. My Green Home says building permits via architects cost a pretty penny if building a residential area, no well or electricity. Yeah, well, that's true. They can cost a lot. Um, you know, building permits, mine cost around $600 for my building permit. But that didn't include the roughly 1,000 that I paid an engineer to make the plans. So, and I had to pay another 1,000 for the electrical guy to do the mechanical, electrical, and plumbing plans. So it was structural plans and MEP, mechanical, electrical, plumbing. Those were the basic, the the body of the plans were right there, and it was total about 2,000 for all that. Then you add the building permit cost from the county, 600 something dollars, 2,600 now. So you see, there's always there's always a little hidden cost that's when you go to the drawing board and you estimate these things and you make sure you know if it's doable or not. I will say that in this project with 3 40-foot containers on over an acre of rural property, I'm hoping that this will cost me 50,000 to 60,000 max, including land, including things like a freaking $4,000 well, including like $700 building an electrical meter pedestal, and sort of things that aren't necessarily the home itself, but are essential to the function of the house. So maybe that gives you an idea. What line of work are you in, or were you in prior? I do freelance work. It's funny, with all the crazy societal changes that have been happening in 2020, a lot of people were being sent home to work from home. Well, I've just been doing that for like many, many years now. So luckily, if you have an internet connection, you can still work, even if you're out in a rural area. And indeed, again, with all the societal changes we've seen in the year 2020, it's almost becoming, dare I say it, the new normal to work from home over the internet. And they call it remote work. They're sending people home. A lot of people, they're never going back to their office jobs. Their office is at home now, and that's it. It's the new normal, right? So I've been generating income for myself over the internet now for a while. So moving out here was totally possible as far as how you're going to make money, how you're going to sustain yourself. And the reason I bring up the new normal is because it's more normal now than ever to work from home over the internet. Well, why not just take your home out into a beautiful rural area with more space, cleaner air? If it's something you can do, then you want to do it, then do it, So. What's it like at night there? Another great question. So I'm gonna really try to multitask here though, because it's gonna become night, in about an hour and a half, and I'm not making progress because I'm just having such a great time talking to you people. You know, what's it like at night there? It's beautiful. At night it's very beautiful. Um, but the thing is, if you watch too many horror movies when you were growing up, then you think the woods at night is the scariest thing in the world. You think the woods at night is the scariest thing in the world. But really, at least these woods are extremely peaceful and beautiful. They're extremely peaceful and beautiful. The problem is, you have to get used to the sounds of night. There's so many different sounds at night. Absolutely, I imagine scary, unidentifiable noises. Yes. And that's the thing, you have to get used to identifying what there's so many sounds you can hear. Dogs barking, howling. There's these dogs that bark overnight. They sound like Bigfoot dying. It's some kind of a howl, but it's like a demented, twisted howl. The most annoying sound, the most annoying sound is this. I have these little, I have these little solar powered uh, little lights that attach to the RV, and the lights attract bugs. And the bugs are constantly just slapping into the window overnight. Gah, gah. And it took me a few nights to figure out what the hell that was. And okay, it's the bugs, and you get used to it. As long as you know what it is and you know it's not a threat, you can tune it out. Or even better, you can just embrace it as the kind of nice little sounds of being out in somewhat wilderness. But then you hear things that you didn't expect. A tree branch fell on my RV one night. I was really chilling, relaxing at night. It's probably about 11 p.m. I was eating watermelon, and all of a sudden, bang! And I don't know if it's because I'm out in the middle of nowhere, so it's really quiet, or it was just such a heavy ass branch falling from, I don't know, 15, 20 feet. But it was just bam! Just, I, of course, how am I supposed to know what it was? How am I supposed to know where exactly the sound came from? So, then a bit of a circus unfolds after that as you have to identify what causes sound. I don't think it can get any scarier than that, though. So I think I've been through the worst out here. Hopefully, MC, I would have still been running. Yeah. MC says 60K being the high end of the all-in budget is awesome to put the mortgage life behind you. Look, 60K, it really is. And I probably could have done a few things that maybe would have saved me a little money here and there. Julie Bennett asked, "Did you ever think for a second it was a body?" No, you know what I thought it was? Okay, first of all, I didn't know what it was, so I thought it's some crazy, okay, crazy killer, robber trying to break in through the back door. But I actually thought for a second, what if it's Bigfoot throwing a tree branch at my RV? Look, I didn't. I'm not gonna say that I took that. I didn't take that seriously. But it's funny. There's some people who like, they swear by Bigfoot and whatever. I don't know. But when you're out in the middle of the woods, anything's possible, right? When you're out in the middle of the woods, it could be anything, right? So That looks great now. And that looks good. Okay, these are good, I would say. Yeah, circus. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Take you guys with me. Up we go. On to the next one. All right. You never know when it's Bigfoot, guys, okay? You never know when it's Bigfoot. Okay. A good amount in that direction. Pretty damn level on that one, though. So it's got to come back a smidgen. Just a smidgen. Not too much. Yeah, you know, MC, I probably could have made a few choices here and there that might have saved me 5,000 or something. I do think that these concrete columns probably didn't have to be as freaking fat as they are. But that goes back to the engineer and the plans he gave me. But it's okay. Having a sturdier foundation is it can't hurt to have a really solid foundation. So okay, that one needs a little bit that way. That one's good on that one. So just a little bit back like that. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Don't want to overdo it either. Perfect. I already did this one, didn't I? Yes. Let's keep going. Let's keep the flow going. So, yeah, 60K. Look, originally I didn't expect it to cost 60K, 50 to 60K. I really didn't. So there were some hidden costs that I didn't think about, or I overlooked, or I didn't find in my research. So, I think that being said, 10K just on the land, not everybody wants, over an acre. So you can probably get the land for a lot less. Or if you're in a more rural area or a different type of area, the price of land's a lot better, So that one definitely needed some. Now we're good. There you go. Just keep the ball rolling here, people. Let's keep the ball rolling here. Good on that one. Yeah, I think that's probably going to do it. There you go. So, welcome to the incredible 11 of you who are watching. Welcome to Think Outside the Container, Shipping Container Home Foundation. If you just tuned in, I know it's kind of abrupt. You're like, when the hell did you get the foundation done? Some of the episodes, the scripted actual episodes of Think Outside the Container, they're a bit behind. They're like a month and a half or so behind because it takes me time to edit them, put them together, and release them. So the foundation is basically done. I'm just doing some finishing touches here. These anchor bolts, put that down for you guys. As you can see, these anchor bolts here that stick out, these things go deep into the columns, concrete columns. I am simply using the level to make sure that they're nice and perfectly straight up. Just a little finishing touch here, little things that need to be done before crane day, which is a big day. That's when those containers get craned on top of this foundation. Foundations are hugely important in lots of ways. Must feel nice to be laying yours. Yeah, and it's I think it's actually probably one of the most important parts of the home. That's why it took so damn long. It was like 20 something working days from start to finish, and I'm still here. And of course, the foundation costs a little more than I expected it. It's gonna, by the time it's all said and done, I think it's gonna be a little under $5K for the foundation. Foundation is really important, I think I can get a local crane guy out here for $500. My green home, $500. Bob Dole says, considering some people spend $60K for a vehicle, it's not too bad for owning your own land and home mortgage free. Hey man, everybody likes their thing, right? Everybody likes their thing. Am I done on this one? I think I'm done on this one. All right, I think we're done here. So, I think I'm starting to get into a rhythm. Let's move on to the next. On to the next one. See, I take you guys with me, That's what I do. Join me on my journey. Yeah, $500, my green home. Samantha Centellis, you have to request the inspection for the foundation. Yeah, we already did. We already did, and we passed the inspection. We passed inspection. Yeah, that's that was a big day. Having the guy from the county come in, the inspector come in, and I was a little concerned. You're like, oh God, is he gonna, is he gonna say something? He's gonna say we did it all wrong. We gotta do, and it's some nightmare scenario. But no, we passed the inspection, thankfully, and it was great. I think when you take your time, you do your due diligence, you follow the building plans that your professional engineer created for you. You make sure everything's in line with the county's code and all these things, and you get success. Doesn't mean you don't got to be careful, and but you have to do your due diligence. Yes, thank you, Samantha. Milestone, yep, there you got that right, my green home, and that's awesome, Samantha. Glad that you're out here in Montura as well. It's nice out here. Are you building a shipping container home, or you already have a home, or what's your situation? That looks good. Okay, that one's pretty. That one needs some adjusting. That was good on that one. So this one really got to get like really. Yes, I think I recognize your. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think I recognize you. I think I recognize you. Four containers. Right, 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 right. Yeah, I think I reckon. I think you've commented on some of my past videos. Yeah, awesome. Four containers. Sweet. Have you guys finished the foundation? How far are you guys in your journey? I don't know why YouTube doesn't leave the freaking comments up. There you go. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Yeah. You know, inspections, man. Inspections. They're important. You gotta be done. Like I said, due diligence. Do everything right. Follow the code. Follow your building plans, and hopefully everything should turn out okay. This one is clearly visibly bent. Needs a drastic uh, bend towards the camera. Looking okay in this direction. So let's do what needs to be done. So this is so cool. So I'm okay. So Samantha says we already welded the bases to the containers. Now we are cutting the wall. Oh man, that's awesome. So we already welded the bases. Oh shit, that's crazy. Yeah. Um, right now I'm doing a ton of research trying to find out the best way to connect the containers to each other. Some people get like a strip of steel, uh, strip of steel and weld it, and it sort of helps like bring keep the two containers together right where they meet. So I gotta do a bunch of research on that. That's great. That's really really cool. How are you guys keeping your containers together, if you don't mind? Uh, are you guys adding, like for example, like maybe at the top across the roof of the container, you have that seam where they both meet. There's so many. When you do your research and you look it up, there's really a lot of ways to do it. A lot of people are doing a lot of different techniques. So I'm trying to find out and make a decision on what I'm going to do. There's a bend here. Yeah, that one needed some real bending. So that's great. That is awesome. A little bit more. Yeah, that's one thing I really like about being out here is that there's actually a lot of container homes being built. Seems like every day now when I'm driving around here through the trees and a few blocks away, I see there's another shipping container home. There's another shipping container. Like there's a lot out here. It's I think it's a beautiful thing, and yeah, you got to do due diligence. You got to go through the planning and you got to get all that stuff. But I think it's great. I think it's great that there's a lot of people out here doing the same thing. I think that's it there. I think that's it there. There you go. That one's looking. That one's got to be this way. Nice. Nice. Good. Hey, awesome. Yeah. Good night, Julie. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your incredible questions. Thank you for your contributions to the chat. You're all the way in the United Kingdom, so yeah, it is late over there. It's like, I mean, it's just late. So thanks for tuning in. Take care. Talk to you. I was gonna ask Samantha. I was gonna ask Samantha. Do you guys ever hear any crazy noises at night? I don't know if you're still here watching or not, but you ever hear any crazy noises? I was talking earlier. Um, a tree branch fell on my RV while I was sleeping out here at night. Scared the crap out of me. Have you had any crazy like just weird ass sounds or just crazy like just weird shit like that scares you at night? Because I was born and raised in a city, so I'm not used to being kind of out in the middle of nowhere. So it's taking some getting used to. Just gotta go back. Both gotta go to the left. I bet it had to go more than that. I bet it had to go more than that. Oh yeah, big time. Big time. That might do it. That's a lot better. And of course, this still needs a nice good prime. Yeah, that ought to do it. All right, good, 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 good. So yeah, again, we are doing. Actually, let me do a quick. Just to make sure that these threads are not getting screwed up in any way. Hey, I want to say thanks for everybody who's tuned in, watching. Yeah, I figured live streaming shipping container home construction would be kind of interesting. I mean, I know this is kind of dull, and sometimes it's always just more fun to watch everything in a time lapse, right? But I figured, why not just turn the camera on, let it roll, and see what happens. And I'd say we've had some pretty interesting conversations and a lot of great questions. So I just want to say thanks for everybody who's been watching so far. And again, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the chat, and I'll be happy to gladly answer. Hey, Bob Dolt, thank you so much for chiming in. Thanks so much for tuning in. Take care of yourself. And yeah, more videos coming soon, man. So see you soon. Hey, that's okay. Don't worry about your English, Samantha. It's all right. I understand everything you're saying. Perfect. So you said the two containers were welded with a sheet of metal or piece of metal. There you go. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, that seems to be what a lot of people do. Yeah. Might have to do that. Did you guys do your own welding, or did you guys hire somebody, some professional welder? I'm probably going to try to do it myself. Hopefully it's not anywhere near as hard as people like to say welding's like so challenging. So I'm going to give it a try myself. Hopefully I can do it myself. My dad says it sounds like he's pretty eager to help out on the welding front because he says he likes welding. But he's, I don't think he's done any real welding since like he was in high school. So it's going to be a learning experience for both of us. But hopefully it's not as bad as they say. All right, we're moving on to the next. I probably could be going a little quicker, but I am having such great conversations with you guys. So Normally this probably wouldn't take so long, just so you guys don't get the wrong impression about some of this work here. This is pretty easy, pretty simple stuff, what I'm doing right now. But I'll be doing more of these live streams. You know, I'll probably live stream crane day, to be honest with you. But I'll be so busy, I'll probably just have to put the camera up on a tripod in the corner and leave it there. Because I'm going to be really busy on crane day. Yes. Okay, cool. Yeah, I was going to ask. So I guess you guys, put the containers, you guys used a crane, Samantha? I guess you guys used a crane to get the containers on the foundation. Is that what you guys did? I'll be right back. I'm going to go make sure that my GoPro, which is on a separate tripod. There it is. I'm going to make sure my GoPro's still running. I'll be right back. Yeah, there you go. 28 seconds. While I'm doing the live stream, I got the GoPro running, getting the time lapse. Getting the time lapse for the official episodes that I'll be releasing. Where are we at here? It needs a lava moat. Yes, Topple Knot. It needs a lava. You're exact. Yes. I'm going to build a lava moat. Samantha says, well, our RV's air conditioner makes noise and I don't hear much outside. Yeah, you know what? That's funny because the RV that I'm in, the air conditioner, it's loud and it kind of mutes out the sound of the woods at night, which actually helps me sleep. And whenever the air conditioner automatically turns off, I can hear all the noises, and then I have trouble sleeping because I hear all these crazy fucking sounds outside. So it is interesting. You know, maybe I got to find a way to keep the AC running all night. But yeah, man. Rural RV problems. Lava moat, that's a joke. My green home. Topple Knot was just joking. A lava moat would basically be like if I dug a giant hole all around the house and then I filled it with friggin' molten hot lava. So like a river of lava all around the house. Topple Knot is just being silly, but that's okay because we're having fun. So it's a fun time. All right, let's get back to this. Big twist that way. Oops. Little twist that way. So, okay. Big twist that way. Let me get this camera down so you guys can see what I'm doing here. Yep. Yeah. Yep. And then hey, my green home. Are you on TikTok by any chance? Are you promoting your channel on TikTok? Just curious if you're on TikTok. Think outside the container. I also do have a page over on TikTok. I recommend giving it a shot because for some reason you get a lot of views and exposure on TikTok. At least I've had that experience, so it's a good place to get a little bit more exposure, reach more people, you know. That way a little bit. So for anybody who's just joining, I am simply straightening out the anchor bolts on the foundation, making sure that they're sticking up straight up, nice and level. Yep. And that one's really bad. Wow. What's going on here? Telling me it's got to go more this way? Doesn't look like it, but okay. Always trust the level, guys. Always trust. The level doesn't lie. Unless it's broken, then it'll probably lie to you. Okay, already did this one, I think. Yeah, I did already. Go on to this one. Pretty good. Oh yeah, that one's off. Oh yeah. Got to come back quite a bit. See if I missed anything in the chat here. Well, wow, you guys hired a welder. Cool. I heard they're expensive. Was the welder expensive or is that a myth? Maybe it's a myth. I don't know. It's a myth. Yeah, that'll probably do it right there. Oh yeah, that did it right there. That did it. Oh wow, that's crazy. I wonder how much. I wonder how much they charged. I've had a level that had slightly curved tubes. It was a liar. Really? That seems bizarre. That seems odd, topple not, but maybe you're just kidding. Like your lava moat idea. This one's got to get pulled back. Hey guys, I'm a quarter of the way done. I only got 12 pedestals to go. Man, that looks really bad in that direction though. Oh yeah. I'm going to do this direction first. That one's really bad. Make sure I'm not blocking the camera. Let's give this one a good yank. Yeah. Wow, still needs a little more. Damn. I think that's it. Oh, we're in business now. We're in business now. Let's go a little bit more. All right. Oh wow, 1,500 for the crane. I wonder if most of the price of the crane was because they ended up spending many hours there. Because I called a few crane companies. There you go. I had called a few crane companies to get quotes, and the best quote I got was like, I think it was like $800, but they got to drive all the way from. They're not all the way on the East Coast, but they're getting kind of close. So I think they had to drive like an hour and a half to get here. So they assumed an hour and a half to get here, an hour and a half to go back. So that's 3 hours just driving. And then they estimated 2 hours actually here using the crane to get the containers on the foundation. But obviously, the more hours they stay here, the more they charge. So, you know, if I'm lucky, they'll get done in 2 hours. But I found out that there was, I learned from the concrete guy I hired to pour the foundation that there's actually there's somebody who owns and operates a crane in Clewiston. I looked it up on Google and nothing came up, but this guy told me there is. What are they called? I keep forgetting the name. Everglades Machinery, I think it's called. Everglades Machinery, and I think they have crane. They have a crane. I don't know if they can handle a 40-foot container though. I haven't called yet. I haven't asked yet. But but I also don't know the price either. So there you go. Okay, that looks good. All right. Next, I did this one, didn't I? I did do this one. Yeah, I did. Yeah. All right, next. So that was number 4. We'll move on to number 5 now. I'm just glad it's not, 1 p.m. Otherwise, I'd be freaking melting. This camera would have blown up by now. Would have turned off from the heat. All right. We're up next here. We're up next. Here, let me put the camera over here so you guys can see more of the foundation in the background. That's it. There you go. That way you can actually get a better view of what's happening out here. So yeah, I don't know. It's probably about an hour and a half left till it gets fully dark outside. I'll probably be going just till nighttime, so it is what it is. Yeah. Yeah. Again, I want to say thanks to everybody who's tuned in so far. This is my first Think Outside the Container construction live stream. I'll be doing more of these in the future. Hopefully next time it'll be something a little more interesting. But a bit of a surprise because none of you guys really knew that the foundation was mostly complete. Because, like I said, the actual episodes that I release are behind. They're delayed a little bit. Because video editing takes a long time. It really does. It really does. That one's good. This one got to come back a smidgen. There we go. Looking good now. Next. Just got to go back dramatically. Hope you guys can see that there. There you go. Oh, God. Yeah. Oops, think I overdid it. Yeah, I overdid it. Now you get a better view though. Now I'm not in the way. Hopefully that's it. No, I went too far the other way, didn't I? Wow. Amazing. Let's go back a smidgen. go back just a little bit. I think that's it. Okay, so let's check in the other axis here. Yep. This way. All right. Look at this. Look at you. Little fire ant eating my foot. I know what you mean, Bob. Video editing, says Topple Knot. I've been trying. Yeah, video editing is, it takes a lot of time, man. You know? When you think about it, you have to create every single frame, every single second of that video. Every second has to have something on screen. And you are responsible for determining what's going to be on there. So in many ways, it's a very creative process. And I think that's one of the main reasons it takes so long, is that every second of the video you have to make a decision about every single frame. 30 frames a second, 60 frames a second. You have to choose. And I think that's, it just takes long. And I've been doing video editing for many years, and it's just time consuming. It just really is. And that's the thing with the Think Outside the Container episodes. I really try to make them as like documentary style as I can. I also want them to really go into detail on everything that I have to do. So it just takes a long time, man. Especially when you have to add narration to fill in the gaps, because sometimes you don't really capture something in detail with your camera and as you're doing something. So then you got to go back in afterwards and do a voiceover narration. So then you got to write the script. So back a little bit. Boom. Actually, boom. Boom. Okay, sweet. Get this freaking. Better not lose this. I need this nut. So where are you from, Topple Knot? Where are you from? Where are you from? Where are you from? Where the hell where are you? Where are you at this moment? What part of the world are you at? This one's gotta go back. Heavy. Heavy. How to do it. No, not exactly. I think that'll do it. Yep. A little bit more. I'm in North Carolina. Lived here all my life. I'd love to move north one day to get away from the humidity. Ha! Humidity. But my whole family lives here and I would miss them. Humidity. You're in North Carolina, bro. Come down here to Florida, man. The summer's been just freaking brutal, bro. Summer's just been freaking brutal, man. Right now, I live in Hendry County. It's in Florida. It's a bit south of Lake Okeechobee. Um, so yeah, it's pretty hot out here. It's it just so happened that the foundation for this house was built in the middle of summer. So it's just been brutal. It's been absolutely painful. Um, I'm gonna leave it here. I'm gonna leave the camera here just to spice things up a little bit, and I'll come back to check out the chat occasionally. I have a Floridian classmate who was complaining about the humidity. Oh no, dude, it's so bad here. It's a wet oven. It's a wet oven here in Florida, bro. It's a wet oven here in Florida. It's a wet oven. At least in this area. I mean, obviously it's worse during the summers. Indeed, that's why I'm wearing this goofy looking setup that I have. It's not just a hat. I have this shirt thingy, and so what it does is it covers my ears. Because I think when it's hot and it's humid, there's these tiny little, I think they're called gnats. They're not mosquitoes. They don't really bite, but they like to bug. They live up to their names. They're bugs. They like to bug and annoy. And they just love to zzz, zzz, just buzzing in your ears. And the closer you get to the ground, the more of them there are. Like I was lying on my side on the ground with a water level tube when we were setting up the basics of the foundation like a month and a half ago. And dude, I have to hold the water level tube steady to make sure everything's level while there's just a cloud of these things. Just so I said, screw it. Now I just put like a towel or a cloth or a shirt over my head to cover my ears so they don't. There's something about when they start buzzing in your ear that it's an annoyance level I can't handle. I guess I just have this feeling that they're gonna crawl into my ear and build a nest. So I can't do it. So yeah, but I have a phrase for it. I call it muggy and buggy. And I think the muggier it is, the buggier it is. So I look forward to the fall and I look forward to winter down here. I look forward to at least 5 months where I don't have to deal with bugs in my ears. If you're just tuning in to this construction live stream, container home construction live stream, pretty simple little finishing touch thing that I'm doing on the foundation here for the shipping container home. These anchor bolts that stick out, some of them are slightly tilted in one direction or the other. So I'm just going around with the level, making sure they stick out straight up. It's more like a little simple finishing touch thing. We're getting everything ready for crane day. When the crane comes and lifts those containers back there, lifts them up and puts them on the foundation. I'm hoping that's within 2 weeks. That's pretty good. Yeah, I call that pretty good. pretty good. Yeah, I think that's pretty good actually. Just a smidgen. Just a smidgen. Boom. I saw that I missed a comment. Why build in Florida then? Born and raised. That's basically it. Born and raised in Miami, actually. I lived there my whole life, and this is the first time I did something crazy like moving away from my hometown, home city. So this area was perfect. It was about 2 hours drive north of Miami. So it wasn't like crazy far where I felt like because it was a big jump. It's a big jump going from born and raised in the middle of the city, um, born and raised living in the middle of the city to going kind of really isolated and rural. So there was something about not moving away too far from my hometown that I don't know, just made the whole thing a little feel better for me. Um, Want to say shout out to Young Money up in the chat. Are you planning on adding a pool? What do you mean, a shipping container pool? Yeah, that's very interesting. Yeah, it's been so hot here during the summers. It might not be a bad idea to have a damn pool. But no, right now it is not really something I'm planning. But I tell you one thing, I have seen these shipping container pools, and I haven't done too much research, but that sounds like the easiest pool you could ever make, right? Just buy yourself a container, cut the cut the corrugated roof off, and fill her up with water, right? Obviously, you need like filter systems and stuff like that. But it's something I thought about. Hey, if I have a container home, why not build a shipping container pool? The only issue is I don't know if the county would allow that. Actually, I don't I don't know of anybody in this area that's built a shipping container pool. There's plenty of shipping container homes, but a shipping container pool would be very interesting. So I guess we'll have to see about that. But definitely something I've thought about. Definitely something I've thought about. But yeah, so yeah, this moving out to this area was pretty good for me as far as the location. There's a decent little town, 20-minute drive from here. Uh, and there's a Walmart there, and you can drive into town once a week, get the things you need. So it's pretty convenient spot, I would say. Pretty convenient spot. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. All right, those are all good. Super. Let's bring you guys a little closer. I don't want the thing to fall out. Let's do a different angle now. Let's do a different angle now. that'll be good enough, I think. So yeah, yeah, and again, you know, it's a very interesting area. You know, there's a, you know, the container homes are something that, you know, you're allowed to build them here. Obviously, you got to do your due diligence. You need to take it to the building department. You got to get your professional plans, and you got to do, you know, you got to do a lot of stuff to make sure that it's a sound, well built home. But yeah, they allow container homes out here, and it worked out, man. It worked out. You know, I could have ended up anywhere. You know, right now I am south of Lake Okeechobee. I was actually looking at a property north of Lake Okeechobee, which is like an extra, I think it's like an extra hour and a half from here. So, uh, yeah, I just happened to end up here by sheer luck, by sheer chance. I lucked out. I lucked out because when I was early on, this was like back in May of 2019. This is over a year ago. May 2019, when I was doing my research on all this, I wanted to go see shipping containers in person. So I went to a shipping container depot yard where this guy, he had a bunch of containers for sale. And I guess because he's in the container industry, he had heard about this area and that they allow container homes. And at the time, I didn't even know where the hell I was going to go. So that's actually what tipped me off. And that's actually how I ended up here. So, yep, yep. All right. Yeah. As you can see, it's starting to get a little dark out. Oh, this one's giving me a hard time. This one's giving me a hard time. Are we good now? There we go. There we go. Shipping container pool, bro. Topple Knot says, I gotta take off now. I'm excited to see your next video. You're so close to being able to actually see the size / shape of this house is gonna be epic. Yeah, man. Thank you. It's been a crazy journey so far, but totally rewarding, fun, interesting. So all those great things. So hey, thank you so much, Topple Knot, for tuning in, for chatting. Appreciate it. And let's keep this thing going. Maybe I'll finish before the sun goes down. 10 people watching. Wonder who you guys are and if you've already commented or not. If you're watching, you haven't commented, and you have a question or a comment you want to leave, feel free. I'll be here. Let's keep this thing rolling. So yeah, basically, AMZ says hi. Hey, what's up, AMZ? How you doing? Yeah, I was gonna go ahead and so this is basically it's a pedestal foundation system. You got these concrete pedestals. Um, Under the sand, you can't see it right now. There are these big square concrete footings that the pedestal column is attached to. They're about 15 inches deep. So a lot of concrete, 17 cubic yards. The concrete truck had to bring 17 cubic yards. The concrete truck alone, the concrete truck with the concrete cost me $1,800. Yeah, yeah, it's a lot of concrete. It probably could have been downsized a little bit, the foundation. It probably didn't have to be this wide. Uh, I do wonder what the best type of foundation would have been, but you know, who the hell knows? You know, at the end of the day, it's a foundation. It's reliable. It's well built, and I won't have to worry about it flying away. So that's all that matters. Great. That one's looking great. This one needs a little bit in that direction. I think I might have overdone it. Let's see. No, I did perfect. That looks good. All right. That one was quick. That one was quick. Where are we on to? We're on to the next one. Yeah. Okay. Keep going. Perfect. Next. Good. Perfect. Just gotta go back quite a ways. Yeah, so I had heard when I was researching shipping container homes early on, yeah, I had heard that these sort of concrete cylindrical pier foundations were both the most DIY friendly to make, and they were also the most inexpensive of all the other common foundation types. I'm not so sure about that though. I've seen some foundations for shipping container homes that they seem to be made out of like cinder blocks, just like really evenly, neatly stacked cinder blocks, like 5 rows high. I don't know, it looks like something that wouldn't cost so much. I don't know. Well, who the hell knows, right? Who the hell knows? Perfect. Gotta go quite a ways this way. Okay, nice. Pretty good. Pretty good. Pull it back a little. I think I might have overdone it. Yeah, I overdid it. Hopefully that's it. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Okay. That is officially halfway. That is officially halfway. Young Money asks, what's the patio deck planning? You're planning going to be... Wow, that's a damn good question. Give me 1 second while I reposition the tripod for the last half. Wow, yeah, that's a question right there, bro. Yeah, the patio deck. Oh yeah, that one's big. Well, you know, yes. Here we go. Here we got two right here. That's a good question. You know, that's actually something that was not in the original plans that I submitted for this container home. The container home plans have no reference to any deck. So it's actually something I haven't thought about too much, just a little bit. I've seen a few container homes around here who have really nice like decks that go like all the way around, almost all the way around. Uh, but and there's something I like about those. You know, there's something I like about those, and I might end up going with something like that. But I know I have to have some kind of deck, whether it's just on the front or just on the back or all around. But I know I got to get something like that. But yeah, it's just something I haven't really thought about too much. But it's definitely on the radar. Definitely something I got to do. So yeah, great question. Great question. Got that. Perfect. Perfect. Good. If you're just tuning in, welcome to Think Outside the Container first construction live stream. Actually, just gonna figure, hey, why not just go live and document what I'm doing? If you're a bit surprised by the basically almost complete foundation for the container home, the official episodes for Think Outside the Container are a bit delayed because it takes many hours to edit them. Video editing takes a long time. Young Money, I see what you're doing there, Young Money. Uh, um, so that's why if you go back to the episodes of Think Outside the Container, the last episode was on the electrical meter pedestal. I hadn't even started the foundation because I'm a bit behind on the episodes. But don't worry, I'm doing my best to get these episodes made, edited, and churned out for you guys. As for Sun Arrive and Sun Depart, I am a big fan of watching the sun arrive and watching the sun depart. And you don't really get much of a horizon here because it's very wooded and the trees block it. I was thinking, man, I wish if I could build like a 50-foot tall watchtower, and I just climb that staircase up and watch that sun arrive or watch that sun depart. I would love to do it, but I don't know if you're allowed to build a friggin' watchtower out here. I'd have to ask the county. So, but yeah, that would be. I would be up there every day. Every day, I'd be up on that watchtower. So, great question. Great question. Sun arrive, sun depart. Speaking of which, the sun is really departing. It's getting dark out here. The sun's really departing. I went too far that time. Went too far that time. Yeah, it does it. I went too far in the other direction now. Do it. Let's go next axis. Oh wow, that one's way off. This one's got to come this way now. Substantially. Let's do it substantially. Yeah. I knew I went too far. I knew I went too far in the other direction. I knew it. I knew it, man. I knew it. When I say I knew it, I say I knew it. Now I went too far that way again, so now I gotta come back the other way again. This is what happens, bro. Alright, that should be good. Just double check. Nice. Next. Looking good as is. Oh, nice. I always like the little freebies when they're already level in both axes. I love it. There, boom. Boom. This one's got to go towards the camera a little. What's up, Dr. Z? Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for chiming in. How many square feet will it be altogether? Okay, this shipping container home is made out of 3 40-foot long containers. They're 40 feet by 8 feet each one. So when you put 3 together, you're getting about 960 square feet. So the final home will be about 960 square feet. which I think, I'm probably going to have a phase two of the project where I'm probably going to add another container. Um, I wanted to start with what I needed. I think having kids is probably on the radar. It's probably something that's it's going to happen soon. So, I think that the three container, 960 square foot, um, uh, I think it's good. I think it's a good size to start. I think three people can live in that okay. Two adults and like a child growing up. But I think at some point, if there's more than one kid, there's definitely going to have to be some expanding taking place. So, add another container on the back side or on the side, or maybe a second story. There's just so many possibilities, and really, that's probably in a few years. So, but I wanted to start with what I needed, even though I probably would have saved costs if I done any future planning all in one go. The permitting process. The permitting process went smoothly, I will say. Now, does that mean that there wasn't a lot of planning and a lot of care that had to go in and a lot of documentation? No, no, no. Those all those things were true. There was a ton. I mean, as you saw, if you watched, I think it might be episode 10. Think Outside the Container episode 10. The link to the entire Think Outside the Container episode playlist should be in the description below. So click that if you guys want to go watch any of the episodes if you haven't seen them yet. I think it was episode 10 was the episode on the whole permitting process and all the things that was required of me in order to get my permit. And it was very extensive, It was a lot of stuff. Septic system permit. Uh, I had to have the plans for the container home, obviously, fully fleshed out plans. Um, the plans had to be stamped by a PE, professional engineer, as they're called, PE, licensed in the state of Florida. Just a lot of paperwork, stuff like that. Move on to the next one here. So it was, it wasn't the easiest process. Um, excuse me, let's move this over here. It wasn't the easiest thing in the world, but also wasn't the most difficult thing in the world. You call the county, you call the building department, and you ask them, hey, what do you guys need from me? What do you need me to give you for you guys to approve this construction project? And they were very helpful, and they told me everything I needed, and I delivered. And so it went pretty well, and it wasn't too crazy. Um, a lot more than I expected, though. I will say that it was a lot more than I visualized. I'd say one of the most challenging parts of the permit process was getting the container home plans, getting them in the like official architecture. Architects they like to roll up their plans in a big roll, and then they unroll them, and it's like 10 feet long. Well, the building department, they had a standard where it seems like they expected you to deliver very large plans. So I had to find, okay, where do I go to get these printed? Um, but they also have to be printed to scale. And so the plans, when my engineer made the plans, there's a certain scale. So they have to be to scale. So 1 inch on the paper, depending on how big your fucking sheet of paper is, has to equal a certain number of feet in the plans. So like 1 foot equals 10 feet or something. So it was a bit of eventually I think just your local Office Depot was able to print them out for me in really big sheets. So not too big of a deal, but just little things like that where you don't expect them, and you think you got everything you need, and the next thing you know, you need to go to Office Depot and get like a massive roll, but not a big deal. Oh, shoot, bring this one a little. It's getting dark, guys. It's getting dark. I would love to finish this before nighttime, though. So What I gotta do is I gotta stop overextending. That's really wasting time. Stop overextending in the other direction. All right, where are we at here? Boom, boom. Okay, next. That one was very friendly to me because that one, a lot of them were already level. Level, level, level. Okay. Put that down. Next up on the list. Wow, 6 people. I wonder how many people have been here from the start. I really wonder how many people have been here from the start. Dr. Z says, I'm currently building a 12 containers home in central Iowa. Wow. Just finished the basement, and I will be craning the first layer of containers in the basement this week. Just curious about it. Wow, that's crazy. 12 containers, man. You're crazy, dude. In a good way. That's wild. Is this your home, or you do construction work and you're doing it for somebody else? Like, that's crazy, bro. Wow, 12 containers, man. That is massive, bro. What's the square footage of that house? That your own home? Sweet, man. That's crazy. What's the square footage of that? Altogether with the concrete part will be 6,000 square feet. Holy crap. Wow, that's impressive, man. That's crazy. Wow. Is this your first container home? Is this your first container home build? It's pretty ambitious if it's your first one. Will probably take 4 years. Wow. That's wild, man. Yes, it is my first build. Wow. And so this is your first build. Do you have a lifetime of like handyman and construction experience, or are you pretty new in general to this whole thing? Keep screwing this one up, I think. Oh my god, I keep going too far, and then I keep going too. Jeepers, creepers. Here we go. I go too much in one direction, and I go too much in there. Just a little bit the other direction. Just give me a second there, Dr. Z. I will read your comment in just a second. Okay, got that one. Obviously, that is not. Yeah, it's got to go that way a little bit. No former skill, but I've picked up some skills here and there. Yeah, wow. Yeah, that's pretty ambitious, man. Well, shout out to you, bro. Are you going to be documenting it anywhere? Sharing it? Or definitely sounds like something I'd like to watch. Well, it's getting dark. Damn. It got really dark real quick, people. Wow. Well, if you can't see anything, then what is the point of a live stream? Man, what happened? It just got dark quick. Well, let me get the brightness up here. So there you go. Where are we at? Where are we at? Where are we at? Where are we at? Okay, no formal documenting, but I can share some with you inbox. Hey, I think in the description of this live stream, there's a link to my Think Outside the Container Facebook page, and you can send like a private message there on my Facebook page. So yeah, man, I would love to see it. I'd love to see it, and yeah, that's super fascinating, bro. definitely like shipping container homes. They're very interesting. Um, all right. Okay, guys. Well, look, that is it for today. I've been going for over 2 hours here on this first time live construction live stream. Shipping container home foundation finishing touches. That's what we've been doing here today. That's what we've been doing here today. Crane day, hopefully within 2 weeks is crane day. So, but yeah, I'll be releasing new episodes of the official episodes of Think Outside the Container. They take time to edit, so bear with me. But I go into real exquisite detail in those. These live streams are just about, I thought it'd be fun to do something a little spontaneous, something different. So that's why I'm doing this. I don't think I've seen anybody else who, documenting their container homes who live streams about it. I haven't seen anybody yet, so I thought that would be pretty fun, pretty cool. Yeah, I could totally like trip and fall on my ass in front of everybody. That's what happens in a live stream. But I don't know. I think that'll be friggin' hilarious. I mean, as long as no one gets injured, just like a. But I just thought, documenting my experience, man, just showing you guys what it's like. It's a lot of work, but it's just for some people it's worth it. For some people it's a good idea. Some people, uh, a mortgage is the obvious thing. Signing up for a big mortgage is what makes sense. And if that's what makes sense to you, then great. Never made sense to me. And getting out here with my bare hands and getting dirty for hours and hours and hours to build my own home made sense to me. Some people think I'm crazy. But it is what it is. So again, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll be doing more of these live streams. Stay tuned for the next official episode. Check out the links in the description below. If you'd like to learn more about this whole project, there's just again, the playlist. If you want to watch the entire episodes in a full playlist, check out the playlist. Thank you guys for watching. Good night. Signing off from the homestead. More to come. Stay tuned. Again, thank you all for watching. Bye-bye.